What's going on, everybody? It's TheNidien, and this is going to be Dragon Fight Friday Episode 1. I'm going to try to bring you guys every single dragon fight I get into if don't get too repetitive. But as you can see, I got a little bounty quest from a town down yonder, and they send you up to take out this dragon. Unfortunately, I came up the wrong side of the mountain. I ran all the way around the mountain to try to get up here. I didn't see the path at first on the other side, and I end up coming up this way. And it ran me into a little bit of trouble because I couldn't get him to land no matter what I did on this side of the mountain. And so I ended up having to use my bow. I don't have my bow skills up well enough to really take down something like a dragon efficiently. So this fight plays out quite a long time, but you're going to see the struggles I went through to finally get him, and I finally got him. And then at the end, I went into a sweet cinematic I haven't seen before. So I thought, this is a perfect dragon fight to bring to you guys. But this is just your typical frost dragon. And like I said, go down if you run into a town, go to the innkeeper. 99% of the time I found that they either have some sort of quest, whether it's a bounty quest or they send you somewhere else. But most of the time it's a bounty quest, and they'll send you on to go take out a dragon in the area, and then you get to turn it in and get some cash for it, along with, you know, the dragon bones, dragon scales for dragon bone armor later, etc., etc. You never know what these guys are going to have on them. I've had dragons with a ton of stuff on them, magical weapons, magical armor, etc., etc. Then I've had dragons with nothing on it. So it's one of those things. But this guy's just a small little guy compared to some of the other ones, and he's a frost dragon. So you got to kind of sit back. There's different types of dragons, and I'm going to bring 2 dragon fights to you today. And the first, I ran into a blood dragon. That's the first time I've seen one of these guys, and they are awesome looking. Like, they look a little bit different. They're a little bit bigger, but I was just like, man, this is one cool dragon. And they're a little bit more aggressive. But as you can see, he flies around spraying his frost, and it took me a while here because I noticed he wasn't doing too much damage with me with no frost resist on, no frost potions going on, nothing. I was just taking it to the face, and after a while I was like, okay, he does his little frost breath, it gives me and then he flies around, gives me time to heal up. So I started pop-shotting him with arrows every time he did, but I noticed that the unrelenting shout will stop their casting if they're up in the air. You can aim it up in the air. I didn't know if it was going to work or not. This is the first time I've actually not had a dragon not land on me and just be a pain in the butt. So I started, you'll see, I start shouting at him, and it interrupts his cast. So you can, you know, shout at him, interrupt his cast, get a couple arrows off. If you have a bow skill up, I took a look at the bow tree, and the bow tree, I'm going to actually, once I get my armor smithing up and we're going along here, I'm going to start going up in the bow tree, because right now I've been working on armor smithing, shield, one-handers, a little bit in the heavy armor, and now I'm going to start going in a little bit in the bow for exact situations like this, because you never know when you're going to come up on the wrong side of the mountain. But as you can see, this is just played out beautifully. This game is amazing. The amount of depth they have in this thing, the amount of interactivity they have in this game, where you'll run down a road 10 times, and on the 11th time, all of a sudden there will be a guy there that gives you a quest, or some sort of storylines playing out. There'll be a dragon fighting giants and mammoths and everything just randomly throughout the world, and they did an awesome job. I can't believe how in-depth they actually went with the game, and etc., etc. And I'm sure all those that are playing the game know exactly what I'm talking about. All those that are waiting for Christmas or haven't picked it up, I'm sorry for you. You're just going to have to wait for Christmas and then spend the next 2 weeks on your vacation or whatever playing nothing but Skyrim till your eyes bleed because you can't put it down. And, you know, I despise the moment I got to put it down and go to work. But yeah, as you can see, it's awesome. They do give you enough time. It's not like these dragons come swooping in. I actually did see a dragon randomly swoop down, pick a guy up out of the forest, and I got into a conversation with a kid at work about this, and he said it happened, and I was like, man, that's awesome. I hope I ever see that. Well, just earlier when I got home from work, I pop it in, and sure as hell, I'm walking, and a dragon, I didn't get to fight it. It just swooped down, picked a person up out of the forest, takes him up in the air, and drops him off to his death. And I was like, you know, that's amazing. I've seen them fighting giants. They've been getting into fights with mammoths. And then you got to be real careful when that situation occurs, going in there and swinging, because you could end up having a dragon and a giant on you, and we all know how hard the giants hit. I haven't tried to play with them too much lately, because my first go around with the giants, I ended up 1,000 feet in the air. But the one thing that I do wish they did a little bit better in this game was with the world map. The world map doesn't zoom in enough, so like this situation here, when you zoom down on the map, you kind of see like the paths where it's flat, and I'm like, okay, now where am I going? I can't see really much anything. So you spend, you know, a half an hour trying to find an area, and then you come up to something like this and you got to hop over rocks and you can't get anywhere and you're kind of stuck. At this point right here, I've got the dragon down enough, and he went and landed, and I'm like, oh crap, he must be on the other side of the mountain. I didn't know how to get over there. Bingo, right here, all I had to do was jump over one more rock and we're down in there. But what I'm using is dwarven armor. It's all upgraded to exquisite via the armor smith upgrading. Recently, last night, I got everything up to flawless, so I can do that. And you got to mix and match when you're working with armor smith, because it seems like the dwarven armor, some Skyforge sealed weapons upgrade a lot bigger and badder than, say, like the orcish weapons and stuff. So I do have orcish unlocked, but I haven't been playing with it. This is the cinematic. I don't know if you need like a critical hit at the end of it, or if it's just randomly through dragons, but I thought that was awesome. And I wish you could like get on a dragon and like possibly ride that baby around and it goes into a cinematic like that. But I was like, man, that was awesome. I can't believe it. That's the first time I've seen it happen. I've fought between the two games probably 6 or 7 dragons now, and that's the first time it happened. I don't know if I got a critical hit right at the end or if it's just randomly. But I have upgraded my one-handed weapons to decapitate people, and that thing goes off all the time. It's awesome. So, what do you guys, my question for you as we get into this next dragon battle, for you guys that are playing it, for you guys that are thinking about playing it, I see about 99.9% of the videos on YouTube, everybody's using a one-hander in magic or magic. It seems like that's the route everybody went. I don't see much sneaking around thievery-wise. I don't see much warrior type just getting up in their face with a shield and everything at all. So, what are you guys going to play when you get it? What are you guys playing as now? And we'll go from there and see what type of things we come up with. This is this blood dragon I ran into. And you can see the head on it's really different. It's bigger. It just looks nasty. And this thing was a lot more aggressive. It turned a lot better than the other dragons that I ran into. And I couldn't really get off to the side of it. So I was trying to get off to the side of it and try to keep track of it while I'm healing. And as you can see, sometimes that proves a little bit more difficult. And the tail on this thing is different too. So I don't know how many dragons there are in this game. I've seen one of those loading screens where it says the green and black ones are a little bit weaker than the white and bronze cousins. So I'm waiting to run into an albino dragon or a bronze dragon, and I'm not sure if everything in the game is level based. Does anybody know that? Now, what I mean by that is, as you level, the game gets harder on its own. Like, if I go in an instance at level 8, and there's enemies in there and I decide not to kill them, I would be able to fight them easily at level 8. But if I go in there at level 18, they're a little bit of an upgraded enemy, and then I can fight them like this. This one, man, the tail on this thing, I just noticed this. This is a wild dragon. I need to run into some bigger dragons, see what's out there. But this game, like I said, is awesome, guys. We got Dragon Fight Friday Episode 1 for you guys. And there's going to be a ton more dragon killing to go. I got a bunch of walkthroughs of going to try to do every single instance in Skyrim going up on VidThru and Own TV. So check that out. It'll be in my playlist. But as always, guys, have a great day. Peace. And don't forget, you guys can follow me on Twitter, Skype, and Justin TV. My PSN name is TheNidien, so feel free to add me up. Also, stop by the VidThru page, check us out. We got Nate Gould, Plus 80, Saberwolf, the Googleizer, Clay the Old School Gamer, Sven D, Ibex, Caster Troy, Devastator, Ambrose, Bill Keys, the Myth, the Man, the Legend, Breaded Chicken 123 and VidThru's Daymark News. We got a bunch of directors and a bunch of content over there, guys, that I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy. So stop on by, check us out. Have a great day. Peace.